That's the other reason I came by. Not only to wish you a Merry Christmas, but to talk about this thing with you and Sherry. Now, you've been together 7.5 years, am I correct? 7.5 years. And you've been engaged for how long?
4.5 years.
4.5. Well, enough of this reindeer food. Let's just get this thing right here and now. What do you think? You got your best man?
Well, you know, here's the deal. In 1982, I asked my brother to be my best man, and long story short, but he jumped off a cliff in Alaska. They said it was a rappelling accident. Yeah, I know better. I absolutely know better. Jumped off. My dad, you back there? My dad was kind enough to stand in for me because, believe it or not, I didn't know anybody in Arizona. So my dad was my best man at the time. I'd love to have my brother and my son as my best men. My son's 21, and you guys can take over my bills.
And Sherry, what about you? You think you're ready for this?
I am. I've got my whole crew here.
That's good. There's plenty of you.
Lots of girls. Back up.
Well, you know, when you get into this marriage thing, there's a lot of stuff that goes with it. You know, it's a lot of commitment, a lot of devotion, you know, to each other. And it's not only just being friends and partners, it's a commitment in life. You have to enjoy it. As you go through it, there's a lot of good times, and there's a lot of bad times, but you share these together. And that's what this marriage is a commitment of sharing things together forever. Now, I believe, Scott, in your letter, you said you had some things that you wanted to say to Sherry. Well, could I hear those, please?
So 4.5 years ago, that's how the cruise director set me up. So we'll see if Santa takes the microphone. 4.5 years ago, Sherry and I got engaged, and I'm going to keep this really brief. Two things. One, I stated at that time, that Sherry being in my life made me a better person, and I still believe that today. There is one component, I think, that she's struggling with, and that's that part about obey. But I think it's just a matter of time, and usually if she gets her way, the obey is usually not a problem, so it's all good. So I wanted to marry you then, and I still want to marry you now.
And he caught me off guard, so ditto.
You know, that's what he said in the letter. Well, you know, in this whole marriage thing, the most perfect part out of it is that has to be worked out hard, is the fact that not just choosing the right partner, but being the right partner. So, with further ado, oh boy. Let's see here. What do we do? Oh, okay.
Well, did a great job.
Yes, they did. Well, Scott, would you take these? And since you've committed to these vows, would you please put that ring on Sherry's finger, please? And repeat after me. With thee I will.
With thee I will.
And Sherry, please put this ring on Scott's finger. Yeah, the left, the one that cuts off the circulation. And with this ring, please pronounce after me. With thee I will.
With thee I will.
Now I pronounce you man and wife. Is that a Merry Christmas, folks? Oh.
Did you see? She didn't see.
Okay, one more thing. Sherry and I always committed to the shortest wedding ever and the longest party ever.